Welcome back to Off Guard. I'm your host, Austin Rivers, along with my co-host, Pausha Hagigi. Happy holidays. December 23rd here. My guy, how are we? How are you feeling?
When I say Austin's fresh off the plane, straight off the plane from Cleveland, I mean, man, that's the dedication that we love on this podcast right here. This guy went from one thing for NBC to another. So, Austin, first of all, appreciate you jumping off the plane and getting straight to it, recording. Cleveland. The Ball brothers, Knipple, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, we had a
lot to unpack.
You know what? It was actually a good game. You know, on paper, you look at kind of Cleveland; they're not having their greatest of years, and then you look at where Charlotte's obviously at, still in a rebuild. But the one thing this gig gives me is the opportunity to see things below the surface. So you see everything on surface, you'll see a team's record, and you'll be like, man, Charlotte, another year, they're bad. But when you cover the game and you have to study them and you have to prepare to call a game, you get to see what they're building. And then you see LaMelo in person. You see, and obviously I've played against them many times, but to see Knipple play, to see Brandon Miller, you're like, okay, wait, so they actually have some talented pieces there. Okay, the 1 and 2 and 3 spot, they're pretty good. It's filling out that 4 and 5 is where they need help. And even as the 4, you got Miles Bridges, who for now is a pretty damn good player. Obviously, he's a little bit older than those other guys, but he's a good vet, a guy who has a lot of experiences. And then they have a 5 who I really like. I like I want to pronounce his name right. It's like Dybantsa or
I can't say it right either, so we'll let you take the fall on that one.
Listen, bottom line is Charlotte has pieces that you start to see like, okay, maybe in the future this team can actually, and I say future, I mean near future, as in like next year. Now, obviously, they have answers and questions with LaMelo or whatever the case may be, but talking to management, I got to talk to the front office yesterday, I got to talk to their head coach. They love Melo. And for everything that people see him as or not, they have another side to it. They're like, there's a lightness to him. He's always in a good mood. He's always smiling. So people are like, oh, he's immature. It's like, the dude's always happy.
Is that like the same way we talked about like Dwight Howard with the Magic, where it's like
people are like, he's so goofy. He's always playing around. He's not serious. Yeah. It's like, well, Dwight Howard took those guys to the finals. Right. You know what I mean? And they only lost because they went against like a top tier Kobe Bryant.
And on the flip side, there are stars that you never know what you're going to get when they walk in. We've talked about that
it's
before.
Like, bro, there's moody ass stars on most of these teams.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, would you rather have like Kawhi Leonard as your best player, or would you rather have LaMelo Ball? They're polar opposites, but like one's kind of brings an energy to the table. The one, I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know if he's going to talk. He got mad at someone the other day for putting the camera on him after the game. Yeah. I don't understand. So it's one of those things where like, the glass is, what is it, half empty? People are always looking at like what someone doesn't have instead of like the things he can do well. And I like LaMelo. His game obviously is so talented, man. He had multiple plays yesterday that leaves you in awe. They just got to learn how to win. They got to learn how to compete at a high level for 48 minutes. They were with Cleveland all 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they just kind of just punched them out 1 by 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the difference.
Look where the Caps players are in their career versus where the Hornets players are in their career, right?
Correct.
They're supposed to win that game.
That's where like you can start to see, on paper, I'm like, oh my gosh, Charlotte. And then you meet the coach and you meet new management and you see how optimistic they are and how positive they are. And then like their shoot-arounds and all this stuff. You're like, they're really like turning stuff around. It's actually like, it was eye-opening for me being around them, especially front office, the coach. Like they got a certain way about them where you start to see why their GM's 30-something years old and in that position. You start to see why their coach is 30-something years old and in that position. Like these guys,
we don't know the future of the Eastern Conference. You know what I mean? Like we don't. It's an open conference. We don't know how some of these teams that are rebounding from injury are going to come back. We don't know. I mean, listen, in a few years, it's open for any team, especially them. Knipple, fastest player to 100 threes. So
Shout out to Con Knipple. Definitely has a way about him. Just seems like an ultra competitor, very confident. He's just a pro. And obviously he can shoot the hell out of the ball. Most of these records will continue to get broken just with the game and how it's changed. When Steph came in, it took him 2-3 years, first off, to get going at a high level. And even then, the game wasn't exactly where it's at now. So he was shooting a lot of threes, but the pace wasn't high. So he wasn't getting the volume at which these kids are getting now. So some of these
he broke the door open. Now the door's open.
Yeah, the door's wide open.
Yeah.
So like if you took Steph now as a rookie and he came in, that record, he would have shattered his own record. Right. So a lot of these records you're going to see start to get broken. Now, the points, something like what LeBron has, I don't know if that'll ever be broken. You'd have to play 20 plus years at a really, really high level. I don't know that many guys that could do it. Eventually somebody will come along and be the next, Michael, LeBron, that third guy. Kobe is arguably that third guy for me, but fourth guy, whatever you want to call it.
The next guy.
The next guy will come along.
Yeah.
But even a guy like Victor, someone who's the new face of the NBA, Shea, Luka, these guys are nowhere near 40,000 points. And it's like, for instance, Jaylen Brown's a stud. He just passed 12,000 points the other day, and people were talking about it like, man, it's a lot of points. He was like, yo, this guy has 40,000. Jaylen Brown's in year 6 or 7 guys. Okay, so he's probably got 5, 6 left, 7 left. It ain't happening. All right, that means even if he played at a high level as at 30-some years old, he'd be at 24,000. He's still almost halfway there. So that record probably won't be broken for maybe later in our lifetime when we're 70, 80 years old. We might see that, just to give retrospective how special that number is. Kareem had it, just to give people an idea, and Kareem's very old. So that record stood for the test of time.
Right.
So I don't know if LeBron's record will even be broken in our lifetime, regardless of which the 3-point record, considering how that is the nucleus of the NBA's game in today's game, you'll see those records continually be broken.
You know what's going to hurt anybody that's trying to ever break LeBron's record is the NBA is constantly talking about playing less games. On top of that, maybe load management, right? Unfortunately, there's been a lot of injuries and just things like that are working against anyone that's ever going to try to break. That record might hold for our lifetime, the LeBron one. Fair or unfair, the criticism of LeBron saying, it's Christmas, I have kids and family. Sure, it's nice to play in the game, but I'd rather be at home with my kids on Christmas. Do you think the criticism of that is fair or unfair?
Who's criticized him?
I feel like a lot of Twitter's like, it's an honor to play.
Shut up. It's an honor. Says who? The guy who's never played before?
Yeah.
It's so funny when I get that. Listen, I love fans. Okay, they make our game. Obviously, they are the ones who watch and cheer us on and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not coming at the fans. I don't like a certain type of fan that speaks as if he has experience as a player. When they're like, yo, it's an honor to play on Christmas. What do you know about it?
Yeah.
So why are you talking? It's an honor. For who? You're with your family on the couch watching the game. The guy who's playing is not with his family. Shut up.
By the way, also, are we criticizing someone for being a family man? It's just there's a lot baked into
not
it.
Not to mention, it's like, read the room. Yeah. We're not talking about a guy who's first experience. Now, Victor Wembanyama, a guy who's playing on Christmas, or I don't even know if he's playing on Christmas this year. I'm sure he is. But if he was like, I don't want to play on Christmas, it'd be like, yo, come on, man. This is like, what, your first year doing it, second year doing it? You got to earn your stripes still. You're one of the faces of the league. You need to carry it. That comes with responsibility. That's an honor. I get it. LeBron James played on Christmas 20 times, okay? He's done everything he needs to do in this game. Literally, he's playing right now just for the of it because he likes it or he loves it. There's no other reason for him to be playing.
Sometimes you play so long, like Westbrook we talk about, where people just eventually just go against you. Like, it would have been better if they almost retired a few years ago.
Like, bro,
you keep playing, people start picking you apart.
Yeah,
By the way, Westbrook had a great game. I don't know if it's like a revenge game against the Rockets, but what a big shot to go.
Yeah, I don't know if that was. He went in Houston.
It's not a revenge game, but it's
and
like
Houston. The Houston, he was only there for a year, and it was a pit stop for him. Not to mention, it's not like we traded him to get somebody else to be better. Yeah. Like, when he left, everyone
and
left.
Him
and
KD beef isn't like a thing. That was cool 8 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. But at this point, they're both on different teams, and they're both at the end of their career. I don't think they both give a shit.
Right.
Not to mention, there's nothing with Houston and Russell. Like, when Russell was there for a year, that whole team was dispersed after. No one was there. Everyone left. Yeah. The whole team left. So it's not like we got rid of just Russell, and Russell has like a venge.
Right. It's like the Celtics with Marcus Smart, where they're like, got rid of him and won the title.
Yeah, and won the title with Drew Holiday. Like, Marcus is probably like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what that was. So, but yeah, it's LeBron James has every right to not want to play on Christmas. Yeah. He's done it forever.
I mean, it was just being honest. Like, you want the honesty and the realness out of these interviews, right?
Yeah,
it's just like
what? Yeah, ain't nobody worried about that. I wouldn't even. I doubt he's sweating it, and it's one of those things where.
Well, they asked him about Keontae George too. Like, what do you think about him? And he was just like, I haven't watched. Like, I've been worrying about my golf swing. He's just kind of at this point. He's like any other older person. They stop caring so much. They just kind of say whatever's on their mind.
He's also just. he's also been he's been such an, advocate for the game at all levels. He's always tapped in. You always see him tweeting about a high school player or a college player. I think he's done his time, guys. You know what I mean? And I think right now, I'm not saying this is the last hurrah because he has not said this is his last season, but it's going to happen probably next year. I would bet.
Yeah.
If I had to bet, I think next year is then again, I don't know. I haven't talked to LeBron. I don't have a relationship with him or anybody in his camp for that matter. He's been doing it for so long. I think at this point he's checked out, man.
Yeah.
And when I say checked out, I'm not saying as a player because he's still playing well and hooping and doing his job, doing his due diligence for the Lakers. But in terms of just like him being Mr. Basketball all the time and looking at every single player and following and this and can't wait for Christmas. Guys, he's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
He's been doing it since he was 16, 17, he's been like the face of basketball. At 16 years old, 17 years old, it was like Kobe, this guy, and then this high school kid. And then it's just like continued to just go. So, at this point, I think he's making it clear. You can see each interview. He's like, I don't want to play on Christmas. I'm not looking at Keontae George highlights, man. First off, the Jazz are terrible. And I'm working on my golf swing.
Yeah.
Keontae George is very good, by the way.
Hooper.
Love his game.
Yeah, Hooper.
So, sidebar. Nothing against Keontae George. He's actually a really good player. Had a great game the other night.
We don't play golf. We've seen his highlights.
Yeah, I watch Keontae George. Yeah. But I don't still play in the NBA, and I haven't played 20-plus years, and I'm not arguably the greatest player of all time. Yeah. So he can do that. With that being said, yeah, I think he's at that point, and that's good to see. We were robbed of the black excellence of what Kobe was transferring into, whether that's as a parent, a businessman,
lifting the women's game.
The women's game, obviously with Gigi rising, she was no doubt going to be a WNBA player. What he could have done for the WNBA, there's been no other face even near someone like him that would have been for the NBA. We'll see. With obviously LeBron has a daughter, who knows? But. We got robbed of that. Even his involvement in the Lakers in the NBA, he was still fresh out of it, so he was, just come to games and support. But that was the next step for him to either be ownership or a president of a team, whatever really Kobe wanted to do, he could do. And we were robbed of that. I'm very excited, and I think there's a beauty in seeing the transfer from the greatness of LeBron as a basketball player to whatever lies next. And he has the opportunity to be able to do whatever he wants, whether that's stay at home, be a dad, with his daughter, whether that's obviously he's involved in many businesses and stuff, but we'll see what he wants to get into in basketball. But I'm sure after 20 plus years, the guy probably just wants to go golf and just be normal and go on vacation and eat something unhealthy and doesn't have to spend $1 million a year on his body. He's been doing it for so long, guys. So for the whole people, it's an honor, LeBron, here we go. Kobe would never say that. Bro, shut up. Just be quiet.
Yeah.
He's done everything. It's a joke.
One player that is older that still has the fire, though, it looks like. Did you see Kevin Durant against the Nuggets? He was very animated. I mean, that's going to be, hopefully that's some kind of a rivalry, right? The West.
Well, apparently things were said that were outside of the lines, and he even admitted, I went outside of the lines. He's like, I took it there. I don't know what you want me to say. Bruce Brown's not the guy to be talking to Kevin Durant. And I like Bruce Brown as a role player. I think he's funny, and with his little boots and his cowboy hats, his whole little get. I think he's a good role player for Denver. For everyone else, he can't play a lick of basketball, but for Denver, he's a good role player and knows how to play with Jokic. You got to give him credit for that. It was part of that championship run. I have no problem with him competing.
Well, they're former teammates too in Brooklyn. So.
Yeah. And I have no problem with him competing against Kevin. People always get offended when a lesser player talks to a Kobe or a LeBron or a Kevin Durant. It's like, hey, yo, bro, we in the NBA just like them. We put on our shoes just like them. Okay? So now I don't think it's a wise decision for him to rile up Kevin Durant, especially Bruce Brown. It's not like you can carry a team. It's one thing if Nicole and him are going back and forth. Bruce Brown charging Kevin up and then Kevin starts going to work. It's like, Bruce, what have you done? You know what I mean? Because you're not giving us that offense back. With that being said, if lines were crossed, and if Bruce Brown feels disrespected by Kevin Durant, he has every right as a professional athlete and as a guy who laces up his sneakers in the NBA, been playing for a long time, played with Kevin, like you said, to go right back at him. I got no problem. These dudes ain't gods. They're basketball players, and we see them every day.
I think you're in the camp of people you want a little rivalry between two really good teams in the West, right? Like, why not? It can only be good for the game.
It's no different than Dylan Brooks goes at LeBron. It's like, yo, he don't care.
Yeah.
I used to do the same thing. Now I wasn't as loud with my stuff, but I've got into it with many players, stars included.
Yeah.
And I don't give a damn. I've gone at it with James. I've gone at it with Russ. I've gone at it with a whole bunch of these dudes. And again, I don't have the career that these guys have. I'm still in the NBA. I'm still part of the elite club. I'm still one of the best players in the world. If I'm going against you competing, I don't see none of that. Your accolades or what you've done, I don't care about none of that shit. So Bruce Brown has every right to go at him. Now, they obviously got the short end of the stick, and Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, but like Bruce is a competitor and a champion. So it is what it is.
Sidebar, Reed Shepherd is,
yeah,
remember the first game of the season?
Yeah, it scared everybody.
You were like, man, they should trade for a point guard probably at halftime. Like, you were like, whoa. His numbers are great and very efficient.
He's playing very well. He's stepping into himself. Again, you don't like to see anybody get injured. You know, Fred VanVleet's another NBA champion, a competitor, proven starting point guard. But that injury has allowed their future to start now. And sometimes through a mess of construction, you'll see a flower grow through the crack. And that's what this is. This is a third pick in the draft, man. You know what I mean? This is a guy who on most teams would have had that ball rolled out and he would have been playing minutes. So to have Fred go down, him pop in, it took time, but now you're seeing, this is why Reed Shepherd was a top 5 pick, top 3 pick, whatever he was. And he's doing it. Very happy for him because that's not easy. The pressure, the humiliation after that game 1 of the season versus OKC was a tough start. People were brutal about Reed Shepherd. He just kept his head, kept playing, kept competing, and you started to see it. I called that Houston game in Phoenix where you start to see some of the flashes. You're like, okay, I see the game there.
Yeah. And
then it's just grown. Confidence is a man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of players right now who are very, very good, but mentally they're not sure yet.
Well, okay, so there's two different kinds, right? You have a young player like it's 2021 that's on a bad team, right? So he's amongst people his age and he's trying to be good. Reed Shepherd looks at like Kevin Durant next to him in Şengün, and these guys are instilling confidence like we need you. I don't know if that makes it more pressure or boosts your confidence to kind of perform, right? I mean, if you have Kevin Durant in your corner being like, hey, man, shoot that shot, we need you. It's like,
yeah,
like that's a different kind of thing than maybe being on the Hornets team we talked about where it's like
for sure
a bunch of guys your age where you're all just trying to figure out
just trying to figure it out. Yeah, two different positions, and he's thrown into the fire right away. But sometimes patience like that pays off. You know, he got to sit, relax. I don't want to say relax, but he got to sit, work, watch Fred last year, see from, firsthand view just how to be a point guard, all these different things. And now he's getting the experience. But it's funny. I talked to Joe Mazzulla, and he said something that really stuck with me the other day. He was like, we're talking about development. We're talking about Jordan Walsh on their team. I was like, man, this guy's really developed. What have you guys been doing? He was like, there's no such thing as player development, Austin. He goes, it's bullshit. And I was like, what do you mean?
It's a hot take.
And I go, no, I'm serious. I go, what do you mean? He goes, it's bullshit. This like whole like we developed him. He goes, we haven't done anything. You want to know why he's playing well? He's playing. The only development in the NBA is guys who get to playing time.
So instead of player development, teams should invest more in scouting to find the guys that have that potential in them.
It's like you can have good player development. My brother does it.
Yeah.
It's more sharpening their tools. And I'm not saying guys can't get better. They do. But that's what the summer's for. And yeah, sure, you can get better during a season. But the point, Missoula.
Andre Drummond's hitting corner threes. That's some player development.
Shout out to Remy Workouts, by the way. Shout out to Remy.
Yeah.
Because, Andre Drummond is actually shooting 40% from 3, actually.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Shout out to Andre as well. But the point Missoula is trying to make is player development starts and ends with playing time. You can be the greatest player in the world. If you don't play, no one knows, and you're not going to have confidence, and you're not going to know how to play until you get out there, and you need to make mistakes, and you have to figure it out. And like Jordan Walsh could have developed every day, and he would have nothing matters. He's like, the only thing that matters, player development, is playing time. He's like, that's how we figured out Jordan was this good. He got in the game. Yeah. He's like, so that player development shit is bullshit to me. And I was like, wow. I've never thought of it like that, but that's.
But on the flip side, you are saying though, it's players you said sharpen their tools. So whatever they already have, they could get better.
I think player development with the franchise is there to sharpen their tools. I think the summer is used to improve on things. During the NBA season, player development, that whole jazz, the only development that matters is guys getting in the game. There are guys right now who are very good. who just aren't playing. People are like, oh man, Victor Oladipo got so much better when he left Orlando or when he left OKC and went to Indiana. No, he got in the game and he had freedom to go play. He didn't just magically become an all-star over the summer. He was that good in Orlando.
So what do you think about maybe players learning from their previous mistakes then too?
For sure, you can learn, but that's more self-development. Like that's more of a thing where you know what I mean? But again, it's the mistakes you made in a game.
Right.
You learn from the mistakes you made from playing time. How the hell can you learn from any mistakes you ain't never played before? You can be really good getting better every day. If you don't get in the game, you're not going to know what you're doing. You just don't go out there and start hooping. That's not how it works. Like you have to go out there and figure it out, your pace, your rhythm, where to be on the floor, how to not step on people's toes, how to be aggressive, how for you to get off within the team's offense, how to miss shots and still have the confidence to make the next one, how to play with the best player. The list goes on.
Well, you with the Bones Highland thing, you called that literally the morning of.
Did Bones get better? Let me ask you something. Did Bones get better from that video to me talking? Do you think he just got better in these last 2 weeks?
Looks like he got a lot of playing time.
Yeah, he got playing time.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Is he playing so well that they're maybe even thinking they don't need to go trade for another guard? Like maybe they're kind of set. They just beat OKC.
Bones can play.
Yeah.
He's always been able to play. It's a matter of fit, playing style, and a coach trusting him and letting him be himself. I'm not now. Does that equate to winning? Does that fit into the Timberwolves? I don't know. I haven't watched them enough. But I know Bones Highland is a certified pro, and I know Bones Highland can score the ball at will. So he didn't just get better in the last 3 weeks since my video that went viral. Yeah. That is all playing time. Development is playing time. I hate the word. It actually bothers me. And ever since Joe has said that, I start thinking about it. And I'm like, God, he's so right, man. Like, and I've always said it, but like, opportunity is everything.
We should have your brother on then and have this conversation.
He would agree.
Yeah,
he would agree. He's like, I'm here to sharpen these guys'
He
tool.
can go through what players he's seen get better and how they got better and things like that too.
But during the season, they get in the gym to keep their tools sharp. Come get some shots up, get some handle work. The summer is where you develop.
And what is that? You told me this. The great ones add something to their game. In the summer.
Every summer they like come back with something, or they continue to get better at the things that they get paid to do.
I'm trying to think of a player. I don't know why. I didn't know we were going to talk about this. I'm trying to think of a player that definitely got better throughout his career. Maybe how they got better, but
there's tons of players who get better throughout their career, but it's a summer-driven thing.
Yeah.
During the season, and by the way, you talk about players getting better. They got mainly better from playing time. So guys can get better in the summer, but the best way a player can improve is getting time on the court.
What about a player then trying new things that they don't normally do? And then, as a coach, should you be patient with them or you yank them out?
Usually doesn't work.
Yeah.
In the game, I don't need you to be trying nothing out in the game.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't need you trying shit out in the game. All right? Now, if it's working, we'll live with it. But once it stops, you got to get back to what we're paying you to do. So, but again, that's playing time. It establishes who you are. Being on the court is everything. That's all I'm going to say. Opportunity is everything. I'm not saying guys don't get better because they can in the summer. During the season, player development is to keep your tools sharp. But the ultimate test, the ultimate way of improving your game in player development is playing time. Opportunity. Bones Highland didn't just get good out of nowhere. He's always been this good. Victor Oladipo was always this good. Who was the most improved recently? An actual player that.
Well, the most improved award. We've talked about that. It's it's tricky.
Ty Jerome had that same game, but he got minutes. So then he's able to show his game. It's all minutes based.
Ryan Rollins for the
Ryan
Bucks,
Rollins
might be most
he got
improved.
minutes. Yeah. Ryan Rollins was good last year, guys, but this year he's getting to play. And this year they're throwing the ball out there like, yo, go hoop. That's how you get better, is playing time. Player development equals playing time.
Well, so I have a question. When you saw Lauri Markkanen early on in his career, did you know that he could be like the leading scorer of a team like the Jazz, and be that good?
Well, yeah, people thought he was like the next Dirk. I mean, it's people were like, is he going to be Dirk or is he going to be Bargnani, whatever his name is? You know what I mean? Like, that was like, but he's went the other way.
Bargnani was a little underrated. I know he had a good number one pick, but he had a nice little run there.
Yeah, Toronto, he was solid.
Yeah,
he was good.
He'd be better now. He'd be better these days, I think.
He'd be great.
Yeah,
he'd be great in today's game.
I mean, you got Quentin Post starting for the Warriors.
But like, I could have.
Bargnani could do it.
Jahlil Okafor would have been great in the 90s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's just timing and a bunch of other things that just match up to a player's career. But, yeah, that's.
I mentioned the T-Wolves actually beating OKC the other day. For some reason, I feel like they play them pretty well. Do you think? Why do you think they maybe have a better chance of beating OKC than other teams? Like, what do you think? What is it about the T-Wolves? Do you think it's like Ant? like they have a guy at the top who thinks he's the best? Like, what do you think?
Well, yeah, you have a 1A guy.
Yeah.
A 1A of 1As. You got a top 10 player in the NBA on your team. Okay, so you start with that. And then you have really good role players. And I say role players, but these guys are like excellent role players. Jaden McDaniels is like a top-tier role player. Naz Reid is a top-tier role player. Dybantsa, I wouldn't say is a top-tier role player, but he's very good and can shoot the shit at the ball, and he's physical and strong and athletic and makes winning plays. You add a Julius Randle, who's an all-star. So now you got a 1A, 1B. You got Rudy Gobert. You got size. And now Bones Highland is kind of filling in the gap and like filling in the cracks of like, because Mike Conley's just old. You know what I mean?
They lost Nikhil.
And this is probably his last year. They lost Nikhil Alexander. So it's nothing against Michael Conley. He's had a hell of a career. But he's at the tail end of his career. So they need another guard with that punch. Bones Highland's kind of giving them something right now. They got a lot.
Yeah.
They're good. I mean, this is a team that's gone to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row, and people just continue to overlook them a little bit. So, you know, you got to keep your eye out for Minnesota for sure.
On the OKC side of things, Shea just had his 100th straight 20-point game. Where do you think he ranks as far as, like, in your eyes, is he one of like the all-time great scorers? Because only another guy's done that is Michael Jordan.
I've
right?
never seen a guy score the ball like him that gets so much hate. You know, a lot of it is the free throw stuff. Obviously, it's getting little out of hand. The free throw merchant stuff. It's like, okay, guys, he gets free throws, but it is getting exhausting. It's like everything.
Well, now Jalen Brunson's like defending himself now. That's how loud it's gotten on social media, right?
Yeah, it's just getting a little out of hand. You know, with the free throw stuff, guys. First off, a lot of people who watch basketball don't know what the talking about. They think they do. That's the worst part. We always talk about that. Basketball's that one sport where like people think they can play and people think they know the game. You don't.
So you think like basketball Twitter is the same as like other sports where they go on Twitter and it's just crazy?
No, it's not as much.
My algorithm is all just the basketball stuff. So
basketball is top of the top.
Yeah.
That's why like on Instagram, the NFL has 10 million, 20 million followers and the NBA has 120 million. We're social media wise, we dominate everyone. Now, is the NBA the biggest sport in America? No, football is America's sport. You know, baseball was America's pastime. Now it's the NFL. Social media wise and globally, it's basketball for America. That is obviously soccer overseas is a whole different entity, but over here in this country, the NBA dominates the internet. It's not close, and it's a highlight-driven sport, and it's a fast-paced sport, which makes sense. Not to mention our stars have way more notoriety. We don't have helmets and all these different things. It's and that's where it just the social media aspect, whether it's you messed up my parlay, the betting is getting out of hand. You know, we saw Adam Silver just come out and say, "Yo, we're about to start cracking down on fans saying
they're trying to crack down now on tanking."
Yeah, cracking down on tanking. They're about to start throwing fans out of arenas who are yelling about betting stuff, whether it's like you messed up my part, you know, you get thrown out for this now. They're trying to crack down on this stuff.
Also, Adam Silver's coming back on tanking. That's like a big thing. Do you think tanking is still like a big problem in the NBA?
It is a problem. You have too many bad teams.
And this draft class is gonna be really good. The timing's
great. We're gonna have a lot of teams now get a player that they can build around, and hopefully not start, you know, or stop tanking. But yeah, there are some teams that like you get nervous for because you're like, there's no future here. I don't know where they go. Like I don't know where the Kings are going. I don't know where the Clippers are going. I don't know where what's another really bad team?
The Nets should get off MPJ.
I don't know where the Nets are going.
Yeah.
I don't know where DC's going. I don't know where some of these teams are
Well, the
headed.
difference between like the Kings and Clippers versus like DC and stuff is DC at least has some young like
they do. They got Trey Johnson. They got the George kid. They do have pieces.
Right.
Very fair.
Yeah.
So they are farther along. They're still well behind though.
Right.
Like compared to like even a Charlotte who's 9-19, 9-20 guys.
Yeah.
They're 10, 11 games below 500. We're only 30 games in. They at least, and they have a bright future. They got Knipple, LaMelo, Brandon Miller. So that's what that gets you. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of teams like that, Austin, do you know right off the top of your head who has the longest win streak in the NBA? And I don't count the Spurs because they lost in the Cup final, even though it doesn't go to the record. They lost. We know it. Who has the longest win streak in the NBA right now?
Like of the season?
Right now, right
currently right now? Oh, I don't know.
Pelicans, 5 in a row. Zion off the bench, Jordan Poole off the bench, coming in and like really playing well. They're young guys, Queen, and it's I don't know. There's a little flickering light there for you.
Well, the flickering light is getting off of those guys. They need to get rid of Jordan Poole and they need to get rid of Zion Williams.
Even if they're down to come off the bench?
Why the would Zion Williams come off the bench?
He's been coming off the bench and it's been
because
working.
this other guy named Derek Queen's there, and they're like, yeah, we're going to build around him.
Queen is the offense.
All right, and Jeremiah Fears is the force and the train that runs the engine. So like they got their pool and get the out of here. They put him right on the bench like, yo, we're still going to play you because we need your value to be high. But they're trying to move those guys, and you got to get off of Zion. It's about that time. His value is still high. People are still intrigued by him because of his talent. Jordan's value is wherever it is. I don't think people are too high on Jordan, but he still has scoring ability and is very capable. So you move those guys and move on. They've actually slipped up and found into something. Jeremiah and this Queen guy, they're like, oh, hold up, we got a little restart here. They're okay with Trey Murphy there and Herb Jones. They got pieces. Like, bro, that team is not like far off being competitive. New coach, new thing, new life. You get Zion off, you get Jordan Poole off, bringing some new life, some new blood. Now we got a good competitive young team. They're okay. They're not far away. Now the 5-win streak, great, but like, no, I'm not worried about any of that. They're not doing anything this year anyway. But the flashes I'm seeing, the growth and development between Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, all these dudes they have with the assets they can move, New Orleans has something here. The Pelicans have something. Some of these other teams, I do, yeah. I'm like, again, this isn't an attack on management. I'm not saying anything against Brooklyn management. I'm not saying anything against DC's management or Sacramento for that matter or the Clippers. I just don't know what, with the lack of picks and other things and talent some of these teams have, you start to wonder where they're headed. I don't see a future for the Kings. I don't know. They're like, oh, we need to get young and rebuild. You think that now? This is like what?
Yeah.
Like you had the run with Sabonis, Fox, that team.
Man, it was such a short run too.
It was like a year. Yeah, like one good year. Then the next year, like they barely made it in. And they got knocked down. It's over.
Right.
It just
and
happened.
Now they want to go off Malik Monk to get younger. He's the youngest guy.
Yeah, it's like, but they're Sac is far away. Far away.
Right.
Now, I will say, with this draft coming up, some of these teams who have zero hope are going to end up getting a guy that could change their franchise.
Right. So, I have to say something really quick. I apologize for even doubting AJ Dybantsa. Since we've been like, I don't know, man, is he just like a bucket? He has been going off. He had a triple-double yesterday.
31,
he had
10,
a put-back dunk or whatever that was. That was insane. Just like generational athleticism.
He's good.
He's really good. He's really good.
I
apologize. I don't know.
Peterson's been hurt. They're talking about shutting him down.
That might be the riskiest of the top like 4 picks.
Peterson's the riskiest in my opinion,
just because of the lack of playing time
and the lack
He's
of
obviously really good
and the lack of talent with size. The other guy's like 6'8". At the very worst with AJ, I'm getting a 6'8" guy who could score. And no one's gonna fire you for taking AJ number 1.
It'll be tough to fire to get any of these guys. Now, like if you want to go like Mikal Brown over Peterson, some people might. That's like a riskier pick, even though they're the 2 best point guard prospects, right? Like,
well, the kid from Houston's pretty damn good too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's creeping up in there in that mix. So there's some time. I mean,
it's a good draft. It's a good draft.
It's a great draft, man. There's like 12 prime time.
You might
players.
Get the 7th pick and get like Nate Ament and just like what? You know what
12-time All-Star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, it's a big time draft, and there's a lot of pressure because of that. When it's a very weak draft and there's like 1 or 2 high-level players, it's very easy for the top guy. I take this guy. The next pick will take this guy.
Usually, no one's mad at the Hawks for taking Reece Shea number 1.
It's like that's all they had. There was nothing else to grab there. No one knew the 30th pick of that draft was going to turn into, you know what I mean? Because there's like, who's the best player in that draft?
Steph Castle and...
Yeah, but no one...
Yeah.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no one's giving slack to Atlanta for not taking Reece Shea. Come on. No one knew Steph. So, this draft, with this much talent... If you end up doing a Markelle Fultz over Tatum thing, yeah, people come at you for that. So, like, you draft a De'Aaron Peterson and he don't work out, and, like, you passed up on Cameron Boozer or Nate Ament or the kid from Houston or Mikal Brown. These guys are all-stars. People will be like, yo, you that up.
Yeah.
It's just how it's not fair because De'Aaron Peterson might become a 12-time All-Star. It could be the other guys who don't pan out. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. They all look good in college. De'Aaron Peterson's averaging 20 as a freshman. They all look fantastic, but you don't know. And if you are one of the teams that this is what I will say. There's like 10 really top tier players. They ain't all going to be an all-star. All right? Not all 10.
Yeah, we've never seen it.
It's never happened in the history of the game.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to f up. And it's hard to blame them because everything they've seen looks great. It's like people are like, yo, they really fleeced Philly, man. They got Fultz. Markelle Fultz at Washington was box office. He was long. He's athletic. His jumping ability. He was able to shoot at that time before like his jump shot kind of got f***ed up, and people didn't know. And Tatum had the signs for sure. So that, but again, you just don't know, man. I mean, it's a crapshoot. I mean, it's funny we're talking about this right now just because yesterday I'm talking to Charlotte's front office, and he's like, it's been tough. We came in and we were behind, and we had draft picks, but they haven't come to fruition yet. So we needed something to go right for us. We knew LaMelo was going to be good, so LaMelo worked out. All right, but that wasn't our draft. We weren't here for that. He's like, so we were like, we got to draft well. Brandon Mills worked out, in our opinion. He's very good. He's talented. We like him. But you got to get lucky. Knipple's our guy. You know what I mean? Like, we got lucky with him. Do we think Knipple could play? Absolutely. We like how strong his lower base was. I mean, this is how they were talking about it. They're like, we like how strong his base is. We liked how thick and strong he is, how he could shoot. Do we think he was going to be a 20-point per game player his rookie year and break Steph Curry's 3-point record? No, but you got to get lucky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, we've had a lot of bad luck. I mean, this is the guy looking at me like, we've had a lot of bad luck here. It's about time it's coming back our way. I was like, damn. You start hearing this, you're like, shit, it's hard. The front office stuff a lot of it is luck. You can't determine a player's success always. Now, the obvious ones, like, I mean, think about it. Zion Williams, coming out of college, the greatest prospect we've had since LeBron. Shit didn't work out. They're trying to move him right now. He's coming off the bench for a guy that was second round pick.
Sure, you couldn't see him getting hurt, but his shoes did he exploded out of his shoes in college, though. So you might have thought maybe he could have got hurt.
But that's because he was
that bouncy.
He was so explosive.
I've never seen anything like him.
He played all the way through the season, didn't get hurt at Duke, dominated the tournament. They lost in like the Final Four or whatever. He was unbelievable. I mean, it's really nothing else. I mean, like, that was when New Orleans found out they got the number one pick, there's a video of that entire organization celebrating as if like everyone's lives were going to change.
Right.
It's like when the Cleveland got LeBron, there are sure signs. And again, some of them don't pan out. Zion, again, I'm not saying this or that, but for what he was supposed to be, like, no, he hasn't panned out, bro. They're trying to move him now. He's coming off the bench. It's crazy. So it's like you don't know. It's a lot of it is luck. So it's tough, man. This draft is going to have a lot of pressure.
Yeah. As far as the Christmas games are concerned, which game are you most excited to watch? Would it be Spurs OKC? Would it be Cleveland New York?
Spurs OKC.
Steph versus Clay, which I think they're trying to do, but I don't know if that's like yeah.
Probably OKC Thunder. See if they get their look back.
Yeah.
That'll be competitive. That'll be the most competitive of the games. I think that OKC's game is going to be.
Yeah, and Victor last year against the Knicks had a crazy game.
Yeah, a little fireworks there. Who are the Knicks playing on Christmas?
Cavs.
Isn't it interesting? Like, Knicks are just automatic Christmas game.
Usually at noon too.
Because they always get the noon game, and it's just such a Christmas thing in New York. If you play in the Madison Square Garden, you're playing on Christmas. Let alone if you got a competitive team like they do. They're fresh off the Cup win. Right now, to be a Knicks fan, you got Chalamet's movie comes out on Christmas. The Knicks fan. You got the Knicks winning the Cup. They got everything's moving right now in New York. Everything's flowing for them. So I'm excited, man. It's not like eating my mom's, quiche. She makes beautiful breakfast in the morning.
I said it before on the pod. Your mom's a great chef.
Unbelievable. Gifted. And I'm lucky that my fiance can cook her ass off.
Well, we have a little cooking war.
She can cook, man.
Where the winner is you.
People see my fiance, and she's a model or ex-model. She's not a model anymore. It's usually what happens when they date a millionaire. It usually stops. And she's a great mom, but she's like, people don't think that you look at Adriana, you don't think she could cook like that. She can make anything. She makes me, bro, anything I want, she'll cook. She's unbelievable. To fall into that after growing up with my mom, very lucky. So Christmas Day, I'll be eating a lot. And I'll be watching a lot of basketball. It's one of my favorite days of the year. It's also nice as a parent. I get to just give and watch people be happy about what I got them. Giving is much better than receiving. But yeah. Who are you excited about?
Well, another game, we have Timberwolves Nuggets, which is like always a good matchup, right? Coming from their playoff series and the Tim Connolly Bowl, if you will. And we got Rockets Lakers. I don't know if Luka's going to be healthy. I didn't see what happened.
It's a big deal. If he's not playing, it drastically changes the views on people really wanting to tune into that game.
Yeah.
If Luka's not playing, it's like
You'll get LeBron and KD dapping up before the game, and that could be a nice exchange. Going at it for 20 years now.
Cool. You know where I'm at, man? I'm just so with the youth now. Like I'm over the.
So you're tapped into this Dylan Harper versus Casey Wallace.
Yeah, I'm dead ass serious.
No,
I'd rather watch Shea versus Dylan Harper. Yeah. I want to see the young boys go at it. I want to see the future. I've been seeing these other. And by the way, the only one I'll give Kevin the benefit of the doubt because his team's very good. Kevin's team's competing. Yeah. So I'll watch. They got
some young talent on there too.
And they got young talent. Right. I'll watch the Rockets and I'll watch Kevin. Kevin's game's just pretty to watch too. The Warriors shit is hard to watch. They're a tough team to watch. They're scrambling around just to get him so he can hoist it. It's just not a pretty. It's not the same. The way Steph plays, it's not Steph, but it's not Steph. It's just the team he's with. It's not the same. When he scores now, it's just like God, it's exhausting to watch. It's like watching Aaron Flalo back down 4 times get a turnaround. It's like, God damn, you worked for those 2 points. I don't want to watch it. Aaron Flalo, someone like first Kendrick, now you. First Kendrick randomly dissed me. I used to be jealous of Aaron Flalo. If he says, "Why are you talking?"
Did you know? Did Colin Knippel say? They asked him before the draft what his NBA comparisons were, and he's like, "I got Aaron Flalo," and he's like, "I don't mind it." Like he was like,
"But Aaron Flalo can hoop." Yeah. This ain't listen. For when I say it's not pretty to watch, by no means does it mean it's not productive.
Yeah.
It's like Julius Randle doesn't have the most attractive game. Nobody on this earth can say Julius Randle sucks. Julius Randle's a perennial all-star, man. He's a bucket. It might not be the prettiest game, you know what I mean? But a lot of all-stars don't have the prettiest game.
To wrap, I got a little rapid fire for you.
By the way, what do you think of the Draymond Steve Kerr thing? Speaking of the Warriors.
Yeah. I just feel like at this point with them, they have such a relationship where even when they fight and stuff, you just kind of like...
They've built in a respect towards each other. I will say Draymond just continually just... He's like, you know what the problem with Draymond? He's like catch-22, man.
If you put that fire out, then you lose the other thing.
You lose the other part of it.
You need his edge.
Yeah, it's like you need his edge because it's helped you, but then like now where the team's at, you don't need it as much. You need to start, got to start calming down here, Dre. Kerr ain't going nowhere. People are like, oh, Kerr gonna get out of here. I promise you.
Seems like
Kerr doesn't play. There's no time clock in his legs. He's not going anywhere. Dre's got like 2-3 years left. He's done. Maybe. What are you talking about, people? He's got to start just like calming down. You're going to retire a Warrior. You're going to have your jersey hung in the rafters. And you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame. Easy. Take it easy, Dre. Good God. But to your point, yes, you're right. They probably have a relationship where they're they're able to fight the next day, be like, yo, are we good? And just keep it pushing.
Rapid fire. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Christmas jerseys should come back.
Absolutely. It's one of the favorite parts of seeing guys' jerseys and see what they're going to look like, and they usually do a great job designing them. Absolutely.
I had a little follow-up question to that. Sleeve jerseys, are you in and out on those?
Oh, I hated them. I hated wearing them.
You didn't have good games in those?
Nope. I shot terrible with them, and really? I blamed them on the sleeves.
How do you feel about players wearing the sleeves under the jersey these days?
Do I think the sleeve have anything to do with my shooting performance? No.
But it's nice to have something to fall back on.
It's one other thing that now if it doesn't go right, I'm blaming it.
Yeah.
I've like flicked off a rubber band before because I wasn't shooting when I'm like, rubber band. Had nothing to do with it, but... Because I can't say they affect shooting when like there's clips of Steph Curry walking over half court and beating the Thunder.
Like Kyrie in the black Cavs jersey, the sleeve jersey.
He's going cooking. So it didn't bother them, So I don't like it though. I don't like the short sleeve jerseys. I think they're ugly. No.
If I told you one of these teams were going to make the conference finals this year, who would it be? Celtics or Sixers? If one of them had a chance.
Celtics. They're a championship team. They don't have Tatum. But with Derek White and Brown and all Jordan Walsh turning into something, and I don't think either is going.
Right. I'm saying if I told you one of them were in it,
I'll go Celtics.
Yeah, but again, Tyrese Maxey's like we're talking first team All NBA for this guy. Maybe
he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Tyrese Maxey is.
I'm telling you, he's so good. They don't really talk about Joel and all that other stuff.
He's first team. Yeah, as of now, he's first team for sure.
I got one for you.
Him and Shea would be the two guards. But Brunson's right there too.
And you're a Cade guy. Don't forget. Don't lose. You're the Cade guy.
No, we're talking about first team, not my favorite player. My favorite player in the NBA right now is Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
I watch an unhealthy amount of Pistons basketball.
Right.
It's just to watch him play. I think he's great to watch. He just has a temperament and pace to his game that he gets it without the foul baiting. I love Shea. I love Brunson. It's hard to watch sometimes though. It is. And
Yeah.
I think the foul baiting stuff's gotten a little too heavy on the internet. Again, people, foul merchant. Well, if everyone could do it, they could, A. And B, these guys are averaging 30. It's not all free throws. The other 20-something points is them giving people the blues. It's not act like they're not top-tier guards. With that being said, some of the things they do are egregious. When they come off the pick and they're whipping. Jalen does it. It's constant. And Shea's moving around. It's a lot, man. Like, that play that Jalen had when he tried to barrel into Nembhard and he just, like, fell and they called it like that. I don't like that shit. K don't do that. So, I whatever.
The Bulls and Hawks combined for 300 points the other day, and they didn't go to overtime. Awful for basketball or terrible for basketball?
Terrible. Yeah. I don't want to see that.
I knew you'd hate it. That's why I asked.
150 points is no defense, no resistance. That's the problem with these scoring records being broken and people. It's like, I hope you guys are firing 63s a team. It's nasty. I don't like that shit. It's not good basketball.
The G League showcase has been going on. I've seen a lot of highlights from there. Would you be into this? True or false? There's 2 guys on each one of those G League teams that can get some decent minutes on any NBA team, like rotation minutes.
Every team, you're saying?
No, I'm saying there's like 2 guys on each G League team right now that you think maybe could get some good minutes on an NBA team. Like,
I don't know about
some
2.
of these guys are players.
I don't know about 2.
1?
I think there's a player on every G League team right now that could get minutes in the NBA.
Like 10, 15 minutes?
And be productive. Absolutely.
Like some of these guys, I mean, I know that I'm watching like the highlights on Instagram or whatever, but some of these guys, I'm like,
absolutely.
Legit, like,
it's
the
not,
difference between maybe like the 10th guy on this team versus this guy.
It's not a debate. It's not a debate.
That just speaks to how talented, talented
absolutely.
players
There's a guy on every G League team right now that can play in the NBA and be a productive player. Absolutely. I believe that.
Right.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, the Off Guard Podcast. We'll be back next week. Happy holidays, man. Merry Christmas. Everybody be safe. I hope that it's a week full of just love. And we don't see anything in the news of some, any BS. Some strange things have happened over the past couple of months. It seems like it's just the world we live in nowadays. But hopefully everybody has a safe holidays, and we'll be back next week.